Hello everybody, this is Crystal Rose, and
I'm Gamer Girl Meg.
And we're going to be talking about Pokemon X and Y, the recent game that came out earlier this year. Yay! Show off, I don't have mine. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about a couple things, so I think we should start off with the Kanto starters.
Yeah, so in this generation, Gen 6, you had new generation starters, but previous starters from Kanto region, which was the first gen.
Yeah. Those who don't realize what that means, that's right. Pokemon Yellow, Blue, Red, some extent Green, but we're not going to talk about Green because Green's evil. The only thing that sucks is you only have one of them, as usual.
Right.
You got to make that hard decision all over again. Personally, I wanted my Squirtle, but I had X, so I had to get that Charizard.
Yeah, and I picked Bulbasaur because I like the challenge of a grass type.
Whatever, Bulbasaur sucks.
My Venusaur could kick ass.
Not if it's on fire. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, we're going to talk about the Mega Evolution next. And personally, I love the idea of Mega Evolutions.
Yeah, some people thought it was a cheap, like, oh, they're stealing this from Digimon. Oh, like, they're taking...
Personally, I do feel like they...
AG
To me,
stuff.
I do feel like they took it from Digimon just because I am a Digimon fan.
I was never a Digimon fan.
Well, I can see it from both of you, so it's fortunately that's the reason why. Whatever. But anyway, right? I'm saying they do have a bit of a Digimon feel, but to me, I'm like, they did enough to actually put it in the Pokemon themes, because don't forget, Digimons are really sentient. By sentient, I mean like they have a whole hierarchy and stuff like that. Okay, well,
I thought introducing the Kanto starters with Mega Evolutions, it gives them a whole different form and a whole different feel. Like, oh, this is something like totally different. Like, you're having something so familiar and you're so used to it, but they're putting a whole different spin on it. So you're like, oh my god, a dragon type Charizard, like finally.
Because everyone thought
that's
that
amazing.
Punk was actually dragon, but no, he was always fire and
He
fly.
was always a wannabe.
And that's the reason why we had trust issues. And that's the reason why we had trust issues. Okay. Well, overall, the Mega Evolution are great, except for there are one or two that are kind of weaky looking.
I didn't like the Y version of Mewtwo. I like the X version.
I like the Y version better than the X.
He had a weird mutated head. It was
Yeah,
just
but the thing
weird.
is, to me, he looked more like he was getting closer to Mew, because everything he's a clone.
Right.
I don't know what the hell they did with X.
He did look like an evolved species, though. Like
He
a
did.
higher consciousness.
By
kind
the
of
way,
species.
you know, this is for the record. If I catch Mewtwo, do you want to trade it with your X, or do you?
Sure, I still have my Mewtwo, so you
Sweet.
can have it, and you can have the Y stone that comes with it.
Okay, well, we're gonna go next to the EV training.
I loved it.
I feel partial about it because it feels like a great gimmick to the game. I love it. Along with the Pokemon, you know, when you get to interact with your Pokemon, except for, you know, I only played like one of the 3 cheap mini games, but the EV training, it's really nice. It has a feeling of actually you training your Pokemon outside of battle. They kind of take away from the whole abuse thing, really, a bit. But the only thing I don't like is the fact that I can't aim, and I am a left-hander, so...
Soccer ball.
Yeah, but the thing is like, there's no way to actually make it left-handed.
Right.
So I have to actually see everything backwards. That's the only issue I have personally with it.
Right.
So,
I liked it. I liked maxing out what stats I really wanted my Pokemon to have. Like, if I wanted them to have speed, like I had a whole team that was just speed oriented and they would always attack first, or like just being able to decide, nitpick which stats you want to like really narrow down on and get 100% and max them out. And then you have a maxed out team, and like, what's better than a maxed out Pokemon team?
exactly, especially for me, when you know, pump up all that, that offense, that attack, and just like you go and like you do a big battle against somebody, like, oh look, what a cute little Sylveon, and bam, blows us in the wood.
Special attack fan. Special attack.
And they're like, why did you hit me out in like one hit? I'm like, I'm sorry, but my little Sylveon's adorable and he's a little killer and I love him very much. Experience share. Best thing ever. I never have to, you know what I'm talking about, when you have that one Pokemon that you want to level up because they're going to turn into an awesome thing. What it was like, let's say it's a Magikarp. But who really wants to train a Magikarp? Who wants to see that thing get smacked just because you can't get it out of like a dirt trap?
My level 99 Magikarp could kick major ass if it had to.
Why do you have a
I don't. I'm lying. Who has the patience to do that. I don't know. People actually do that though.
I
And
know,
have
it's
level
weird.
99 Magikarps.
I love how they give it off to you straight after the game.
Yeah, like I liked having it, but then at the same time, I felt like it made the game way too easy. Like I was going through that game really fast.
Yeah.
Like I talk about it on my blog. Like I go through with several different teams, and I feel like the XP share like really definitely helped that, but at the same time, it kind of made it less challenging. So I don't know.
but
I had a
I
mixed
think they
feeling.
kind of like even that up
Yeah,
with
'cause
like
you can turn it on
allowing
and
you.
off.
Personally, one they allow you to take it on and off,
Mhm.
but they allow you to actually re-battle trainers that
Mhm.
actually get better on their own.
Right.
Next, customization of the avatar is a big step. Well, you know, not as big, but a bigger step. Like when we get a fro up there, then we're gonna start Harlan, you know, and some dreads up in there.
Get
We're
some
gonna talk.
dreads.
But the whole idea of they actually have changed their coloring of a actual, you know, avatar, as in we could take a bit of the darker shade.
Not totally dark, but we're
But
getting there.
we're getting there.
moving up in the world.
Now, when we see that Afro Puff, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
You know, that big Afro Puff. But I'm not talking about that really big one, like around this size. Wait, like hers. Like around that. It's for like, you know, that mushroom. But I love it. But overall, I do love the characteristics and how you can actually go buy clothes. By the way, this is the only reason I'm saying this is a terrible idea because I actually got access more on the clothes and the Pokemon, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I spent all my money on clothes. That's all I would do. I would go to the stores every day and just look for new clothes, and I tried to like get every outfit. Like I was obsessed with my style points when I got to
my
that main
gosh.
city with the Eiffel Tower looking thing. And I was
my
like, I need to get in that
And
store.
that one store that was like, I'm sorry, but you're not fashionable enough for us. And they're like, you thinking, oh wait, I got threads. Like, no, you got to actually go around, tour,
Go to
do all those
museums,
things.
be very worldly, ride on the go-go.
And the thing is, it's weird because I beat the whole game. I became the champion of, you know, this region. I'm like, I am amazing. I shall go and buy myself a new shirt at this new store. They're like, we know you saved the world and everything, but you're not gonna for our store. I'm like,
Well, while we're talking about this store in that main city, what's that city called?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
It's the main
It's
city, and it
Paris.
branches off into like all the different regions. But it's got this huge Eiffel Tower. It's got an electric base gym, and
Which isn't in the Eiffel Tower.
but it's got a Parisian theme. The overall theme of the region is European. And
It's-
how did you feel about that?
I felt that was really amazing because literally when we found out that this Pokemon game was actually gonna be based in France, we're like, Tour de France! Let's face it, everyone got on their bike in there, just went around a giant circle because it was really beautifully made. It literally gave you a feel of you actually traveling through France. Well, speaking about fiery stuff, we're gonna talk about Team Flare.
Team Flare.
I gotta admit, I love the sassiness and I love the sense of style. I'm like, are we having a, you know, fashion show? So I came like every single time Team Battles came in, I was like, I'm beautiful, and I'm going to kick your butt with my silliest. But
I really like their overall design, but as a group, I felt like they were lacking.
they really were lacking.
Their storyline, like they weren't like a Team Rocket, like
They-
a
no-
mafia.
No one's ever
Like,
gonna be like Team Rocket. Let's
They
face it.
didn't have anything they stood for other than style, and I felt like that was so
To me,
superficial.
it really was superficial. The thing is, as the leader of the actual group, I forgot his name, but basically, he had such a deeper meaning to it. Even though
Right,
he
but
was
the
kind of
only
like,
one.
he was the only one. The other
in
one's
the
kind
group,
of
everyone
like,
else was like, oh, Team Flare.
I love how he had like the whole Charlie Angels thing because like half the members you beat were like female.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay then, okay Charlie.
You had X and I had Y. How did you feel about Xerneas?
I find it very weird that the same weapon is being powered by these two very different Pokemon. Because I understand with
Yveltal, he was destruction.
but I'm about to say Arceus.
Xerneas.
Xerneas.
They almost look the same.
They literally do. They're both just
They look
giant
like
deer.
deer.
But Xerneas being a Pokemon of life, I find it very strange. I guess they can somehow reverse it to
Like,
take away life.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But
Reverse the genetic.
you gotta think about it. And I'm thinking like personally to me, I love how they captured these big ass Pokemon. I'm looking at this 13-foot deer. I'm like, how did he even catch you?
He looked very majestic.
He did.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, what's the name? The Y one? I'm like,
Yveltal.
Yveltal. I'm like, Yveltal? I'm like, I kind of feel disappointed for it just because I felt like it was just rushed just to go with the X legendary because it was just dark and flying, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Dark and Flying. I thought it was going to be Dragon. I'm glad they didn't do Dragon because we've had so many Dragon legendaries,
Good
like the
point, yeah.
last game X and Y. I mean, not X and Y, Black and White, and then what was the third one? Black and White 2 with the gray.
Yeah.
They had a gray dragon,
It was weird.
but all 3 legendaries were dragons, and
Yeah, so.
wasn't Giratina?
Giratina, I think. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Too
basically,
many dragons.
I think so.
I like dragons being pseudo legendaries, but like, let's not make every legendary Pokemon a dragon. It's too cliche. Let's move on.
And I gotta admit, as much as I thought it should be the dragon, I do like it because one, we have a fairy legendary, which means it can literally kill any past
Dragon,
legendary.
yeah. So if they made the rival a dragon,
it
it
would
automatically
be
would have been like.
So I
unbalanced.
guess they had to make it to balance it out.
Right,
So that
that's
makes sense.
unfair.
Yeah.
And plus, they elevated Charizard to Dragon status,
So,
you gotta
yeah.
bump one down if you're gonna bump one up.
Exactly. And plus we got
No more
Sylveus.
flying.
No, Sylveon.
Yeah. So
Our pink feminine boy.
mine's a girl actually. My Sylveon is a girl. I went and
Mine's
got
a
a girl
boy.
Eevee so I could.
She decided to have an Eevee farm and get a girl.
Yeah.
And speaking of nerdems, let's talk about these nerds that you had to fight, these rivals.
I hated the rivals. I hate the rivals every gen. Every gen since 3rd gen, I hate the rivals. Bring Brendan and May back. Gen 3 remake, please be real. I hate these new rivals. They
Why do you
suck.
hate them?
I don't know, they're just so dumb. Like, first of all, why are you cramming like 5 different rivals into one? I mean, you have one main rival, but you have like a group of 5 people that you're traveling
No, but the
with,
thing
and I'm
is,
just
like, the reason why I think I like this one so much is because you don't have to see the same person's mug all the time.
I rather have that main rival. Like,
You rather have
kick
the
their
main- you
ass.
rather
Like,
have the main-
Brendan was my, like, I was like ready to
Ready
kick
to
that
kick
ass.
his ass.
I was ready to kick that ass. I lost to him a few times going through Ruby Sapphire.
I know, but think about it. In
and
my
I
sense,
came
like,
back and kicked his ass.
yeah, but for me, I'm like, dude, why you stalking me? I'm like, you gotta admit, it was a nice change when you actually got to team up with someone. You're
Oh
right.
yeah, that was nice to go against double teams against double teams. Yeah,
Exactly.
that was cool. Yeah, that was a nice.
So you
touch.
gotta admit, like, instead of having your rival make a complete dipshit,
right.
you know what I mean? It had a nicer, friendlier game. I guess you're trying to say about the French that they're nice people.
Oh, speaking about teaming up, I know this wasn't like on our list of topics, but they added a new battle type, like not triple battles, but rotation battles. I thought that was kind of cool. Once you got the hang of it, like you didn't like it. Once you got the hang of it, I really was into it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like rotate you out and switch you back in. Like I really liked
To
it.
me,
It was like a single battle, but you
I
could
liked
do
it,
3.
but I kept messing up. I was like, oh, rotate to the left. No, I went the other way. Shit. So
Like
I'd
that.
rather talk about the battle cafes, the ones where you actually go
I
in a
didn't even
restaurant.
like the battle cafe.
You don't like those? You know what? Fine. I'll talk to them by myself. Well, technically, these are basically restaurants that you go sit down, you battle.
3-star,
And personally,
4-star, 5-star, whatever.
whatever. Okay, but
They're so bougie.
whatever. But anyway, right? I
And
love.
expensive.
Yeah, but guess what? The amount of money you make through those battles, it's way more. It's literally a great way to battle. To literally just get money up to Bosville. The egg process, hatching process, is way easier. Also, I love how inside the game you're able to get mini jobs.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love working at the hotel.
It
Hit
really
me
is.
up.
It's a nice idea. Because I'm like, wow, you actually stated that, we can actually work without using our Pokemon for our main source of income. I'm showing there are actually other attributes besides battling. Which to me is great, because personally to me, I'm like, what they need to do in Pokemon World is you don't have to necessarily be a Pokemon trainer. You could be
a Pokemon breeder. You could be-
Exactly.
yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that. Or you
Exactly.
could like take people around on the ride-ons or on the go-go's
Or
and
you,
stuff.
or you can even
The taxi service.
become like a Nurse Joy and stuff like that.
Or you could be a Pokemon professor, work in the lab, be a lab assistant. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could be
Slice
like, or you could,
Pokemon.
or you
I
could,
don't know.
or you could bring. Let's not talk about that. Because remember last time we spliced Pokemon. And we're gonna save this for now and actually have this on another video. Because this is good. It's Pokemon.
It's been real. We're gonna talk about.
We're
this
gonna talk
forever.
about this in a bit. So I'm gonna talk to you in a bit. So this is Chris Rose signing off for now.
Bye.
This is Gamer
Gamer
Mig just going. So we're gonna stop this for a bit. So see you guys later.